action is carried out once on a person or property which causes injuries, one will no doubt allow for some pardonable excuses. But when such action becomes frequent, then that automatically calls for urgent action and stringent measures to mitigate its occurrence, and actors involved be made to answer to the law where necessary. The attacks on the facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is one that needs all the forces to tackle with utmost action within the stipulated time frame for the forthcoming elections. Now, against the recent attack on the facility in Ogun, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, says the attacks on its facilities across the country won't stop the conduct of the 2023 general elections. His reaction was expressed when he received a delegation from the African Union Special Pre-Electoral Political Mission in Abuja. The INEC chairman, who acknowledged that some materials from the 2023 elections were lost in the recent attacks, said that INEC would replace them ahead of the polls. In Nigeria today, our guests will be answering these questions. Who are the perpetrators of these unpatriotic acts? Has anyone been arrested yet? For sure, these items lost to the attacks can be recovered, but it's source of concern and shouldn't be allowed to continue. I am Eukaria Clinton. Welcome to the program. Joining me in the studio to discuss review of the attacks on INEC facility is Dr. Sani Aliyu, Corps Commandant General, Neighborhood Enlightenment and Safety Organization, NESO, Counterterrorism Organization. Dr. Sani is also a forensic investigation expert and director, Intergovernmental International Institute of Certified Forensic Investigation, Africa. Glad to have you join us, sir.
Thank you very much for having me on the program.
And also joining us via Zoom is Lebari Samson Udu, INEC Director of Security. Thanks for having you on the program.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'll start off with you, Doctor. Some Nigerians are of the opinion that these attacks is a kind of ploy to derail the nation's democracy. What is your opinion on this?
Well, the perpetrators so feel so. But indeed, it is best for them to know that whatever they are doing, they are just disturbing themselves. They are disturbing themselves in the sense that they can never hold back Nigeria from conducting 2023 general elections. And indeed, it shows how free they are in their quest for whatever they are searching for. I think there are better ways to discuss, to show your grievances, to address your issues, other than being violent, causing harm and destruction, killing and maiming people, and all those stuff are anti-state, anti-progress, and at this hour and time of Nigeria, we really don't need so. The world is globalizing. I don't think our problems should go beyond our solutions, because however we look at however we want to look at it, in whatever manner we want to look at it, Nigeria remains our country. We have no any other better place than Nigeria. So whatever, if we cannot contribute for the progress of the nation, let's not destroy what the system is trying to put together. Democracy is the in thing globally. We cannot afford to go any other kind of governance other than democracy. And therefore, democracy has a platform that allows you to come and discuss. If you have any grievances against the government, you have your representative at the National Assembly. Talk to them. They will come and address your issues. If there are other ways of addressing matters, I think this has a lot of criminality in it. It's a criminal element. I don't see any reasonable groupings that can behave in that manner.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor. Lebari, How has there been any arrests so far? Has anyone been prosecuted since the attacks on the commission's facility?
As I speak with you now, there's no arrest. But the security agencies are on top of the situation. They are doing their investigation. However, no amount of criminal brigandage from these people who do not know what they want. And even if they know, they do not have the right approach to get what they want. They are the ones who will suffer. Government does not have all the money. And so the money that was meant for other things will be given back to INEC to go and replace those things. Like the chairman said, no amount of blackmail. For all we know, this is a blackmail. There's a gang that do not want this democracy to go on. However, that is all they know how to do. But as far as the commission is concerned, and like my chairman reiterated, we will keep on replacing what can be replaced. We thank God that we still have some time for elections. But we want to call on Nigerians to own this process. It is not an INEC process. It is a process Nigerians should own. Protecting critical infrastructures of INEC and any other institution is the least we can do to keep our country growing. We replace those things that are lost. Those cards that they burnt because they do not want people to go and vote. If you look at it, you will discover that there are a group of people behind this brigandage that is going on, this criminal brigandage, who feel that if people vote, it may change their predetermined mind. So they want to do everything to stifle democracy. But we are sure that at the end of the day, they will be brought to book. The security agencies have given assurance that their investigation will soon be completed. The truth of the matter is that these people live in society. They are not coming from the moon. So people know them. They live with people. They tell people where they are going. So people should volunteer information to the security agencies so that these things will stop.
Thank you very much, Lebarry. I will still hold you on that. You just said that, of course, we also confirmed that the INEC chairman recently said no amount of blackmail can stop the forthcoming election. So
Correct.
What are the measures? Are there measures in place to ensure that we actualize the 2023 general elections?
Yes. The commission has put in serious measures to mitigate the unwarranted disaster. So many things that have been put in motion are not things that can be discussed on such programs as this. But be rest assured that the commission is doing everything within its power. And with the cooperation of the Interconsultative Committee on Election Security, that involves all the security agencies and paramilitary agencies, including the ordinary Nigerians, all we need is information, and these things will be nipped in the bud. In the last 4 months, INEC has lost 5 of its local government offices. In fact, the one that was burnt last Sunday in Izi local government of Ebonyi State is painful. The commission renovated the local government office. On Friday, the staff moved in, and on Sunday morning, the place was burnt. However, they have done the one they can. But like we said, the commission is working around the clock to ensure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted to ensure that come February and March 2023, elections will take place unhindered in this country.
Thank you very much. In 2019, there was an attack. 2020, an attack. 2021, attack on INEC facilities. even in 2022, just the recent one, you just mentioned the Ebonyi State attack. Now, what can INEC do differently to stop these attacks?
The only thing they will do differently, which they have not been doing, is proactive measures that will forestall the occurrence or reoccurrence of these issues, of these attacks. You don't need to wait for for such attack to happen before you start moving. You should move a lot of steps ahead of the criminals that are targeting your facilities.
That's like thinking like the
criminals. You should move ahead, much ahead of them.
Okay.
Before they acted, you have already understood their body language, their movement, and you take all precautionary motion to get them in their den. You don't allow them to come to you. You chase them wherever they are. You push them. You don't give them respite to even think and plan. The only way you can do this thing is by engaging experts, those that can understand body language, those that can understand moves, those that can see before it happens. You don't, in such, in security palace, you try to place levels of degrees of hotspots in hotspot areas, and you plot the dots around, and based on your dottings, you make sure no such thing occurred. But you see, they only say the security agency are on top of the situation. On top of the situation for how long? We have been hearing on top of the situation, and these things still keep reoccurring. Are we not having intelligent people in Nigeria? It is for us to sit down in our drawing board, go back to our drawing board. What we are doing as security agencies, what we are doing as security experts is not good enough. We should bring a think tank that will look into these areas, bring a very coercive design, a design that will actually checkmate these assailants before they strike. Not when they struck and then we start talking. Now it has happened, and nobody is saying that it's not going to happen again, because there's no any measures that we can visibly, although like you said, it's not everything you discuss on NTA, but if there are measures, we should have seen some kind of long time or real occurrence of such incident, not within a short space of time that this is happening. So what INEC need to do, the Director of Security, the Department of the Security, need to engage more with experts. Not, you don't patronize government agency alone. You bring in people bodies that are into security, bodies like NESO. You bring them in, you bring such bodies in, and they will give you a template on how you can stop and protect your facilities, and this thing will not happen again. And before you know it, the moment the assailant understood that their game is over, they will never come near there again. Until we are able to chase them wherever they are and get them arrested, they will always have space and time to plan.
Thank you very much. Let's pause here shortly and hear what Nigerians are saying about the attacks on the facilities of INEC, as packaged by correspondent Thomas Ogbetere.
Yes, actually it will undermine the 2023 election, because this coming election is one of the most important, will be one of the most important elections in Nigeria. I think the incessant burning of INEC offices is various acts of sabotage to sabotage the forthcoming election, and it is very bad. I think the measures INEC to put in place is to liaise with the security agencies for adequate security, so as, because there are some sensitive materials that are there, uncollected PVCs, so how do they account for the uncollected PVCs that have been burnt down, that will actually undermine the forthcoming election, which is very, very vital to our progress as a nation, because if we miss it in this forthcoming election. I pray we don't miss it forever.
Yes, to some large extent, I think the nefarious and wicked and callous act of criminals and desperate politicians at this material time is becoming so provoking and so frustrating. Because the election of next year is not just important, it's sacrosanct to the survival of the Nigerian soul. And these actions of enemies of good things and enemies of Nigerian state are up to their game once again. And I believe that if this ugly trend is not looked into or arrested, I believe that to some large extent, these actions of burning INEC offices, destroying their files and every other thing that is relevant in the coming election, come 2023, I think it will affect it a great deal.
But I would suggest that the government, federal government, should deploy security agencies to such offices to protect some of these materials that belong to INEC, because the idea.
Welcome back. I'm still with my guest, Dr. Sani Ali, Commandant General, Neighborhood Enlightenment and Safety Organization, NESO, and Lebari Samson Udu, INEC Director of Security. And back to you, Lebari. You heard what Nigerians are saying. And before we went on break, Dr. here mentioned that there should be a collaborative collaboration with the private security agencies. So I want to ask you, is there any, I know you've been collaborating with the government security agencies, but is there any collaboration with the private security agencies to help you with intelligent reports to nip this problem in the bud?
Thank you for that question. Nobody can do it alone. And I know that the Commission, in its wisdom, has some collaboration with private security agencies. We have just asked them to up their intel, because most of these problems, like I said before, is gathering of intelligence and sharing it. We have asked everybody to up their intel, because security is everybody's business. That's one thing we fail to note. Security is everybody's business. It is true we have bad eggs in some security agencies, but you can't throw them away, because that is society in which they find themselves. The truth of the matter, like I keep saying, these people live among us. We know them. It's just volunteering this information. And just like my colleague said, all you need to do is don't wait for them, don't be reactive, be proactive. And once the intelligence is there, you just pick them from where they are, even before they act. Like I said, the DSS and the police intelligence have picked so many people without being announced. And investigation is going on as I speak. Some people are being prosecuted for attempting to destroy any property. But until we secure conviction, it's not what will go on the pages of newspaper or the public space to say we are doing this, we are doing this. This is a society where our intelligence is mostly used in the negative. So if you give them the information you have, then you are causing more problem and more harm to yourself. So some are concealed for security reasons and for us to conclude investigation. But we are working with all Nigerians of goodwill and good conscience to ensure that success is achieved and this election goes on as planned.
Doctor, the president in the last Independent Day broadcasts said his aim is to bequeath a sustainable democratic culture which will remain lasting. How can this be achieved?
Well, we have started seeing the moves of the Mr. President in this regard. for the first time, a sitting president will declare that he doesn't care whoever wins the election, whether from any party, provided that Nigerians' votes count. So you see, it tells us that we are evolving, we are developing. And this is how we can evaluate our progress in democracy. When presidents allow a free and fair platform for elections to hold, for everybody to test his capacity and ability and his popularity, and for Nigerians to have their popular choice. I think it's something that with his move, I've seen him achieving his assertion that he's going to bequeath Nigeria with a kind of political system that is new. And again, we must give him that applause, because from all the primaries that we are going, all the political activities going on now, you don't see him putting much weight into anybody. He feels the whole of them, they are all friends. And again, if you want to give a plus to his government, to his leadership, you look at the relationship between Tinubu and Atiku, even on television. Tinubu visiting Atiku. I mean, we didn't see it. It was difficult for Nigerians to see such thing before. This is a very, very beautiful situation that's happening now. Politics is not a do or die affair, and there's no need for anyone to lose his blood or his head because of any other person. We have seen Dino Malaye and what's his name, Fanika Ode, hugging themselves in public and laughing. After a few weeks ago, they were busy attacking themselves all over the place. So this shows that they are learning from Mr. President, who say there should be a change in the political and democratic style of Nigeria, and we have started seeing it.
Thank you very much. And Lebari, within the problem on ground as regards the attacks, what is INEC doing to restore the confidence of Nigerians?
Well, as I speak with you, I'm in Lagos for a readiness assurance consultative program between the administrative secretaries, the resident electoral commissioners, and the commission and its directors. We are doing an induction where preparedness of each state and local government is being put on the table. And where we do not seem to be ready, we are upping our games. INEC is putting everything that needs to be done on the table. We know where we are. As we speak, we have 86 days to the conduct of these elections. And INEC has procured most of the materials it needs. In fact, as I speak, we have taken delivery of the most critical aspect of the technological equipment we need, the beavers, in 29 states as I speak today. And in the next 1 or 2 weeks, we will have completed complete delivery, which is a far cry and departure from what happened in 2015 and 2019. Most of the materials, non-sensitive materials, are already at base in the states, and we are sure that these things will go a long way. The preparations are on. The training will kickstart from next week. In fact, they have been training, but we are talking of massive training. Recruitment of staff that will do the job is 60–70% completed. By the 14th of December, when the portal for recruitment will close, we are sure we will have gotten everything. To show transparency, INEC is no longer taking application from anybody. You apply online, and we have what we call INEC Press, the people who are responsible for this recruitment. Once you apply, they will give you an acknowledgement slip. They will call you for training, and we will do it with the support of all Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Lebari. We don't have time. Thank you very much. And that's Nigeria Today. this evening, and it's been a great pleasure talking to Lebari Samson Udu, INEC Director of Security, who joined us via Zoom. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And the special thanks go to Dr. Sani Aliyu, Corps Commandant General, Neighborhood Enlightenment and Safety Organization, NESO, and a forensic investigation expert. Thank you for the insight. Thank you for having me. And to you, our viewer, thank you very much for being there. Don't you forget, the program airs weekdays at 7:30 in the evening on NTA News 24. You can watch this episode and other episode on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Once again, thank you for watching. I am Eukaria Clinton. Goodbye.